Morning, Facebook. How's everybody doing today? I hope everyone's having an awesome Friday, getting ready for a weekend. And so I would like to do a short tutorial on a question I get asked a lot. And the question is, how do I blend my tracks I record myself, with background tracks? And guys, disclaimer, there's a million ways to do this. This is just the way I do it, and I've gotten good results. So, um, I wanted to, first of all, apologize for the demo mode watermark here. I'm actually trying some new software, and it's actually pretty good. So I'm just trying to see how that works. Anyway, so I apologize for the demo watermark there, but I'm trying on new software. Anyway, let's get started. So what I have here is I have a track. Let's play it. Okay, jazz trio, piano, bass, and drums, nothing special. And right here we have a horn track that was sent to us by a gentleman who actually really needs to practice his flugelhorn. And we won't mention his name, but for tutorial's sake, we'll call him Joseph Leva. Okay, so we'll play that. Okay, so yeah, and as you can see, when you play in the track here, uh, it's recorded very well. I mean, it doesn't peak or it doesn't distort or anything. Plenty of headroom, so he did a good job there. The first thing I like to do is I like to take my tracks and clean them up. What that means is I'd like to get rid of all the if there's any if there's any silence, get rid of that. You know, so I'll just get rid of some of that stuff here. And normally, what I would do, again, some of you have asked me to use Logic, and that's what I'm using. But normally, I would do this in Pro Tools. And normally, what I would do is I would just go through the whole track like I am now, and cut out all the, like the silence. So, and what you would do is you would fade these, put a crossfade in here. For some reason, Logic is not letting me do it. I'm not going to fight it today, and it really doesn't matter for this tutorial. Well, normally that's what I would do. So the first thing after that, after I cleaned everything up, I go back and I do what they call a balancing act. I make sure the trumpet and the backing track are at, I can hear the trumpet more than I can hear the track. So make sure the track is behind the trumpet or in voice or whatever you would have here. So let's play this. Okay, so what we did is and you're constantly going to be doing a balancing act. That's what throughout this mix. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create some auxiliary strips so I can, put my effects in. And this is how you would do it in Logic. You would just go to Options, Auxiliary, and then after that you would assign a bus. Bus 1, bus 2, bus 3, and so forth and so on. So give me a second here. Okay, so there we go. Now, after that, what we would do is we'd mark these, and I'll explain in a little bit why I marked them this way. Mix bus, track, verb for the flugelhorn, room, and delay if I wanted it. And I might not use all of these, but all these right here, here's a real simple trick. They're all going to go to the mix track. Think of these as stages that the track is going to go through. Okay? And if I'm going too fast, I apologize. But, for sake of this tutorial, I'm going to try to move a little quickly here. Okay? So, what we have here is we have the solo flugel and that, and the track going to what they call the track, meaning it's all the sound's going to come out of here and go into here. So okay, after I've done that, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see where the trumpet lies sonic wise. So I'm going to go ahead and press play, and okay, let's go ahead here. And that's why I don't like really using Logic, people. Logic is so for me. I'm not a Logic fan. Anyway, so that's neither here or there. All right, so here we go. So as you can see, the trumpet is really speaking in this area 1 to 2K. So all I would do is I'd go up here to the track, select the stereo EQ, and what I would do is I would just carve out a little bit sonically for my trumpet to live in. You're basically carving out a little space. I would go 2 dB at the most, from 1 to 2K. So look what happens now. Okay, so let's play them together. Okay, that's with the EQ. Now without. Oh, sorry about that. So let's play a little bit. Here's without the EQ. Now with the EQ. So as you can see, the trumpet's sticking out a little bit, meaning, it's kind of like, in the foreground, and that's where we want it. So after that, I'm going to go to a compressor for my trumpet, because I want to really give it some body. And compressors do two things: they control volume, and they bring low things that are low as far as volume wise up, and they also add coloration. I use this. If I was using Logic, I would use this. This is a model of the LA2A. I love this on horns. And then you put the distortion on, and then auto gain off. Turn these things off. And what you want to do is just kiss the compressor, meaning on the high points, you want the compressor just to catch it. So go ahead and play that here. We're gonna loop it just to make sure if we have to go back and forth here. Okay, do that. All right, cool. So. One more time. Cool. And like I said, it just gives it a little something. The attack, I don't put as fast. Slow release. Okay, now let's take it without. We'll check it without the compressor. You see how I kind of just brought it out in the mix more, and that's kind of what you want, okay? Again, we're doing small moves, nothing drastic. A lot of good decisions will equal a very, one big good decision. So small decision, as Kevin Ward would say, equals to a really good decision. So, and let's go, what I like here is, for me, I like tape saturation on my horns. Now you don't have to do this, but I like the sound of tape on my horn. So it just gives it a little more body, a little more, a little more presence. So I use the slate. Again, you don't have to do this. This is just something I. And if you can tell, it's just a minute thing, but it does make a difference. All right, so we have that like I said, the tape really does that a lot. Now what I'd like to do is I'm going to add some reverb to the flugelhorn. And the reverb I would go to, since the flugelhorn, sorry, one thing, the flugelhorn to me sounds a little, we forgot to EQ the flugelhorn. Sorry about that. Let's EQ the flugelhorn. I'm hearing a nasally sound in the flugelhorn, so let's check where that frequency is and get rid of it. Okay, and then what you do is again, there's no information down here worth having, so you use a high pass filter. And I want to put some body in my flugelhorn, so I'm gonna go search where the flugelhorn has like the kind of the meat and potatoes of the horn. See that frequency right there? It's a boxy frequency. You don't want that. Get rid of that. And then let's see what else here. Let's boost. See, again, small boost, small cut. So let's listen to our EQ now, without EQ. Okay, so again, I'm making small adjustments, but they are making a difference. Okay, and again, guys, there's a million ways to do this. There's engineers that will say, "Oh well, Joe's doing it wrong," or whatever. If it sounds good, it is good. Okay, that's basically my take on things. And so let's go to the reverb. Since if you have a bright sounding instrument or a bright sounding voice, I would go with a dark plate reverb. So I'm gonna go. Let's check this one out. Let's check. We might have to adjust this a little bit. Go with this midnight plate here. I want something dark, so that because my flugelhorn is bright, so I want something to bring that out. Okay. Now, one of the things I noticed that a lot of amateur mixers do is they overuse reverb. And what I mean by that is that they saturate, they totally drench the sound in reverb. How can I tell what your tone sounds like if all I'm hearing is reverb? So, here's a hint. There's a lot of professional mixers do this. Play the reverb to where you can hear it, back off a little bit. Okay? So, okay, I've done that. Now, flugelhorn has some reverb. Let's put everybody in a space now. Let's go to the space designer here, and we're gonna do. I don't mind using presets. Presets are cool. Usually if you don't have all these, all the bells and whistles type things that Logic has here, you can use a hall. A hall's fine. But there's one I really like here. It's called Jazz Club. Hall, let me see. Hold on, room. Jazz vocal room. Yeah, this is a nice one. So what I do here is I'm going to see the track here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a compressor and kind of glue the two sounds together. And what I use for that is I use, again, the LA2A. Again, a little bit of distortion, not a lot. Don't get crazy with it. So let's listen to that. Let's listen to it right now without the effect. Do you see how everything's kind of coming out, coming, everything's kind of coming into place. Now, what you do, a lot of people will just put everybody in a room. Now, for me personally, I like the close, the up close type sound. I like to imagine that this person's like maybe a couple feet away from me. So let's see if we accomplish that. Okay, pretty good. Now, the trumpet's missing some body to it, and what you could do is to add a little bit of the body. You could add what they call a delay, and then use this gingerly. So let me show you what I mean here. So let's solo the trumpet, and then here again, use this as spice. Don't use it, don't put a whole bunch of it on. But we'll see. I just like a little bit of a slap. Here we go. Let's listen to the effect without. Now with. Cool. Now, what I would like to do too is I'd like to take that tape plugin that I used in. Again, you don't have to do this. It's not a have to thing, but I like to go ahead and put a little bit of saturation on the entire mix, and let's see what happens. Watch. So we'll play it. So you see how it just brought it to life? It just brought the whole mix to life. Tape saturation is a very good thing when used gingerly. And then what I do is for the entire mix, I use the SSL compressor, this compressor right here. And again, I just a little bit. Again, don't go crazy with these effects, guys. Don't just gingerly put small amounts of this. Oh, gotta take my pill. Okay, so here we go. Kind of glue everything together. You see how when I added the compressor, the trumpet just popped out? Again, we got to start, doing a little bit of the balancing act. So let's listen to our mix without any effects. Okay. Okay, so, and let's add all of our effects on here. And let's see what we got. Sounds good to me. And again, if you look at the levels, you got more than enough headroom. Look at it right here. So again, I didn't put a lot of effects on, but the stuff I did do made a huge difference. And all I used was EQ, compression, reverb, and delay, and a little bit of a tape saturation. So I hope that helped somebody today, and I hope to hear some of your tracks coming out. If you have any questions, please comment in the questions section there. Again, there's 1,000 ways to do this. This was just one, and it really didn't take that long. So I hope I was a help to someone today, and I hope I answered some of your questions. Again, have a great Friday. We'll talk to you later.